Has anyone ever done this when they're not like a known artist? Like sat down and been like, this is my writing process. The camera has a life of its own, I see. Hold on. Alright. Okay. This is such a good day right now. I just finished my exams. Like all of my exams for the whole exchange. So I decided today, since I just finished, I'm gonna go straight to the music room and work on some music and try to come up with something today. And you can kind of see my process a little, and it can take a lot of time or it can take no time. It really doesn't, it just depends on if the idea is very, very clear or not. And I actually had some sort of idea. I think I'll build on that today so we can work with that a little. And that's what this video is going to be. I am actually not very skilled on the piano, to be honest. I only know the scales because my grandmother actually taught me during the 2020, lockdown type of thing. I was on Skype with her and FaceTime a lot of the times. And she was teaching me how to use my fingers to play the scale for each note. That's actually super, super helpful when I produce music because I know the scales and I know what note is in what key and all that kind of stuff. So I think that was kind of like fate of her teaching me those things. She was a classical pianist. She's incredible. Anyway, if I really want this creative career, I've gotta say that I've gotta be honest. That I've gotta be consistent. That's not. So this is Saving Face. I was in here a little while ago, I think last week, had a little downtime, and I started writing this one, and I think I know what it's about, but I'm not sure. Aren't you getting a little tired? Don't you wanna take a break? It's like, I don't know how people, can think of a concept and then start writing about it. For me, it's more like I just get these lyrics in my head and then I just build on those lyrics, try to figure out what it's about. You know what? I just realized something. I've never made a video about my writing process. So you know what? That's what we're doing today. This is the writing process behind a song called Saving Face. I'm gonna have a little sip of water and then we'll continue. Here we go. I have basically written, let's say, 16 lines or so. So let's just go with what I have and then we'll build on from that and try to figure out what is the meaning of the song and what am I saying. Aren't you getting a little tired? Don't you wanna take a break? You said it's only what's required. Don't you think it's a little too late? I think it was a big mistake not to say anything in the first place. I think it was a big mistake to just keep on living and saving face. Okay. Aren't you making enough right now? Don't you think it's not your problem? Now you choose to say it out loud. Don't you think it's a little too late? I think it was a big mistake not to say anything in the first place. Placed? Oh. I think it was a big mistake to just keep on living and saving face. Okay, I've got an idea. It sounds like I could be talking about two different things. I could be talking about something very, very personal that happened to me. Okay? Or I could also be I could happen to be talking about, okay, I guess I've had a lot of caffeine today because, wow, the brain is not matching the mouth. So what I'm trying to say here. Okay, I think I'm coming up with two ideas of what this could be. This could be somebody like ending a friendship, slowly distancing themselves, not ever talking to that other person again, and then reaching out. Okay, so it's like, don't you think it's a little too late? And then it's saying, I think it was a big mistake not saying anything in the first place, meaning like, okay, they probably, cut a person off, then they didn't say anything. Okay, we're building a story here, yeah. They didn't say anything, and then they reach out later, the typical, like, I text you, like, I miss you 6 months later, or something like that. So it could have this connotation, could be this sad love song. On the other side, what I think I started writing this about is about celebrities who are now speaking out about Palestine and the genocide, like, I feel like it's been such a big wave of seeing that, and I think I was watching those things happen, like, I mean, I'm constantly online, it's really bad, like, to the point where it really messes me up sometimes, watching what's going on, what's happening in Gaza, and then also just what everyone's saying about everything. So I think I was writing about that as well. Like, aren't you making enough right now? Don't you think it's not your problem? Now you choose to say it out loud, and now we've got to continue on that. But keeping it still so vague in the way that it can mean so many different things, which is how I sort of like to use my lyrics. Because I don't want it to be so blatantly, like, clear what I'm talking about until you sit there and you think about it. Okay, I feel like I'm yapping so much, but this is so fun. Okay, now I turned off the camera for a moment. The magic happened, so I have a new second verse. Let's try it out here. I just rewrote it because it needs to align more with this idea of someone not being loud until it's too late, not talking about something that's a problem until it's too late. Okay, I've written. I have a new second verse to kind of really get back to that idea of a love song, because we really want to just make things vague, but also have them be in a way kind of relatable. I don't really, think about too much about people relating to my music, but I do want it to make sense. You know what I mean? It has to make sense for me to, like, pour more into it and to, like, continue with the idea. Okay, we don't need this light now. Look at the sun. The sun is out. Oh. Aren't you making enough right now? I bet you think you've done well. Silence is potent, but so is being loud. I think it was a big mistake. I think it was a big mistake to just keep on living and saving face. Let's see. So for the next verse, what should I bring up? Has anyone ever done this when they're not, like, a known artist? Like, sat down and been like, this is my writing process. In case anyone is interested. If I could come up with something on the spot, that would be absolutely crazy. And to film it. Okay, so this is how I would do if I wasn't filming also. So I go through the chords I have for the verse. It's F and G. Sorry. Okay, it's F, A minor, G, and F. Okay. So, something like, isn't that face? Your outside is so pretty. Something like,
and it's so pretty, and you're so pretty, and you're so pretty.
So we have to go with, aren't you getting a little tired? Don't you want to take a break? So, aren't you a little too obsessed with that? Da, 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 da. Okay, Aren't you a little bit obsessed? Okay, that works.
Aren't you a little bit obsessed? Don't you just want to get undressed?
Okay, but we need something that doesn't rhyme with obsessed for the second line. So something else, and then maybe the next one would be like, I know it's a process. I don't know if it makes sense, and we'll figure that out, but it's a process. Aren't you a little bit obsessed? Don't you just wanna get undressed? The second line, and this is about, aren't you a little bit obsessed? Maybe obsessed with, like, ideas of coming back to where they were, or maybe they're obsessed with their appearance. Depends. Okay. All right. Aren't you a little bit obsessed just to have you want to have it all. You want to have it all. Like, we're talking about saving face. We're talking about keeping your reputation. We're talking about not wanting to look stupid. You know what I mean? You want to be, aren't you a little bit obsessed? I will come back in just a second. We're going to figure this out. But now you've seen what it's like to just keep on, I just have to like keep on repeating it, singing it, and listening to the melody of it. And that's how I do it. It's been a few minutes now. I'm not sure how many minutes, but I've actually rewritten the second verse again. I love this chair. Okay. I've actually rewritten the second verse again because now I'm getting a more full, like, lyrical picture of what this is about. And I'm still keeping it quite vague, but it's still, like, it can still work for both situations that I was describing. And, wow, it's sometimes I'm just... have the second verse again. This is the new version now. Okay. Aren't you making enough right now? I don't know where your money went, but I'm watching all the colors fade. You know your silence is so potent. Yeah. Okay, it feels like I didn't even actually sing that before I put on the camera. So, because I didn't. I still need to fix that somehow because I forgot that fade and now do not rhyme. But, like, maybe fade out. I'm watching, I don't know where your money went, but I'm watching all the colors fade out. You know your silence is potent. Try it again. Aren't you making enough right now? I don't know where your money went. I'm watching all the colors fade out. You know your silence is potent. There we go. Okay, something like that. Then we go back to the chorus. I think it was a big mistake not to say anything in the first place. To keep on living and saving face. So that was the chorus. Then we go. Aren't you a little bit obsessed? I hope you never forget how it feels to fully address everything you painted over. And then we do some kind of bridge, I think. It needs a bridge. Everything you painted over. Okay. We need a bridge that connects to the last chorus. And then we have a full song, guys. That's how I do it. And sometimes I do it on paper, but most of the time it's using my phone and my notes, or I'll be typing it on my computer before I even come to somewhere where I can record it or play. And I'm just like typing, type. Or, for example, if I want it to be an R&B type song or like just more fast-paced and I'm like using a beat, then I'll also use the beat and I'll just play the beat and over again, right, you know, on my computer usually, on my laptop. So anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, bridge. What can we do for a bridge? We have two different chord progressions for this song. We have, so which one should I use for the bridge, or should I just make up another one and make it real complicated? Let's see. So, for the bridge, we want something that's going to sort of take you out of the song and then put you back in, kind of deal. Let's see. I think it was a big mistake. And that could also be like never reaching out to somebody you really cared about, or maybe you didn't care about. Honestly, I haven't like really talked to people at all today, so that's probably why I have so much energy. So anyway, a bridge. I shall think on it, and we shall experiment, and then I will come back and record the last bit of this. Guys, I have a song. I have a new song. It's taken me, I got here at like 4:40. It's taken me 1 hour. 1 hour. But I did come with the idea already, so I can't say that I made the song in 1 hour. So I have the bridge now, and now we can put it together. So we're going to go from verse 3 to the bridge and to the final chorus. Okay, here we go. Aren't you a little bit obsessed? I hope you never forget how it feels to fully address everything you painted over. I don't wanna blame you, but your hands aren't clean. Oh, I can't just sit. Oh, hold on, it's new. Wait, we start from the bridge now. Okay. I don't wanna blame you, but your hands aren't clean. I can't just sit still and do nothing. Something like that. Okay, let me try again. I don't wanna blame you, but your hands aren't clean. I can't just sit still and do nothing. I think it was a big mistake not to say anything in the first place. I think it was a big mistake to just keep on living and saving face. Now, not to pat myself on the back or anything, but obviously I've been patting myself on the back for this one. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you guys like the song, I'll freaking release it, okay? And that's the thing about this whole process is it takes so much time, especially when you are on your own and you have other obligations in life to consider. The thing is, I believe in myself, and like I'm working towards something. I can feel it. I know that I am. And as long as I can stay consistent with this type of thing and trying to release as much music as I can, I feel like at some point I'm going to meet the right person at the right time, and things can just go towards the dream. But right now, everything's quite uncertain, so I just kind of want to just do stuff like this occasionally. Maybe I can do one more before I leave Australia, because I have this music room, which is amazing, and I don't have to worry about family members or roommates because it's just a huge music room. Yeah, thanks for watching. This is my songwriting process. I'm gonna keep writing songs. I've been writing songs since I was like 8 years old. I use my own experience, and I also use, sort of feelings that arise from things that are happening in the world and what I see, Thank you so much for watching. Bye.